Important programming note to pass along. The TV provider YouTube TV and our affiliate network ABC are in a contract dispute, and that's caused ABC programming to be taken off YouTube TV until a deal is reached, which includes all ABC programming. KSAT is an affiliate of ABC, doesn't have any say in what's going on. All of our newscasts continue to be streamed on the KSAT Plus app or on your smart TV or mobile device. So if you watch KSAT 12 on something other than YouTube TV, you're not affected. This also doesn't affect any clips or shows from KSAT 12 that happen to be on YouTube. As these contract negotiations are ongoing, we're going to keep you informed as the situation progresses.
All right, well, it certainly feels like autumn, right? You know, the leaves are falling off the trees, pumpkin spice lattes are out, the temperatures are seasonal, and we're getting an extra hour of sleep starting this weekend, but there seems to be something missing.
Yeah, and it's actually, well, you're going to see them in just a moment, monarch butterflies.
Here, I'll do a little interpretive. There you go.
Just like that. They've been few and far between, if you've noticed. Pashada Pope is joining us now in the studio, and Pashada, the question is, if they're not here, where are they?
So the quick, short answer is the monarch butterflies are just late. I head into the San Antonio Zoo to the butterfly rainforest to find out why and when can we expect to see a lot more of them in the city.
The telltale signs of the fall season usually includes the arrival of the monarch butterflies, but a lot of us really haven't seen them.
So because the weather this year, there was more rain, the temperatures are weird at different times, the monarchs follow those cues of the seasons changing to cue off their migrations. And so they've just been getting the signal a little later than they would have in past years.
Kristen Winslow is the invertebrate specialist at the San Antonio Zoo and says the recent cooler temperatures have given the monarchs the nudge needed to help push them south.
So we actually have started seeing them this week. I've been seeing them at all our pollinator stations around San Antonio Zoo.
I was able to speak with Monica Maycool, founder of the Texas Butterfly Ranch, over the phone, and she also referenced the heat as a contributor to the monarchs' late arrival. Something else she mentioned, the hotter it is, the more energy the monarchs have to use to make the up to 3,000-mile journey from Canada to Mexico. In her most recent article, she says a recent study is suggesting more and more monarchs are just not making the trip south, but holding up at pollinator stations along their migration route. Winslow says the same.
We are seeing some more non-migratory populations of monarchs popping up, so they are getting into a point where they're like, hey, the weather's not super crazy to make me want to leave, and there's plenty of food and water here. So we are seeing an establishment of more permanent colonies and a little bit less migrations as well.
But Winslow says rest assured the butterflies are on their way, and we'll be seeing a lot more monarchs as the weather cools down.
Another thing Winslow says is don't expect to see the big swarms of monarchs. She says researchers have found that environmental changes have caused the butterflies to alter their migration habits. Pashada Pope, KSAT 12 News.
Such a shame. They are so pretty to watch.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, and they really are just, you know it's fall when that happens. All right, thank you. Thank you so much for that, Pashada. Now, 74 degrees out there. We're watching very closely. I mean, we're going to be seeing the kiddos in their adorable little costumes, all excited to get their candy. But don't forget about your furry friends. We want you to send us photos of them.
Oh, absolutely. I've already received a few pictures of family cousins in their little Halloween costumes, but you can't forget the four-legged friends, especially when they're next to their little Halloween tree. We have Elizabeth who submitted this picture of their dog in a Batman with the costume, and then we have Superman right next to it. But then the last one I'll show you now is we have her nephew, Charlie, who doesn't love avocados?
Oh, that's adorable. Especially where the little pit is.
Oh,
Well, it's
absolutely.
Right.
So if you have any other pictures of your four-legged friends or even of you and the family going out for trick-or-treating, we would love to see them through KSAT Connect. And throughout your Halloween evening, expect the temperatures to quickly cool down as we head throughout the next few hours. Temperatures right now still sitting in the 70s, but once that sun starts to set, it's going to cool off fairly quickly, making it eerily nice for us for this spooktacular Halloween. Sunset is just within the next 30 minutes or so, and we're still going to see that low humidity. Now for this weekend, we are still expecting some similar conditions, except on Saturday. We're seeing a small chance of rain, and it's only going to be 20%, very splash and dash, not as widespread as what we've seen previously, but our morning temperatures will still stay in the 40s and even 50 degrees on Sunday morning, still being fairly nice. But like I mentioned with the rain chances, we're watching that being possible on Saturday. And really tomorrow, most of it's going to be in the afternoon to the evening hours. Really, the earliest we could start to see some rain is between 10 a.m. to about noon as that cool front moves through. And here's what I mean by cool front. What we're watching is a weak cool front moving through North Texas tonight. And as that cool front moves through, traditionally with the cool fronts, you get two types. One that just really brings us that good old push of cool Canadian air, much like what we saw on Tuesday. But what we're watching for tonight into tomorrow, it's really going to just bring us a quick chance of some showers. And this is going to be on the leading edge of that cool front. Now tomorrow, like I mentioned, a possibility for our northern and our eastern counties to see a quick shower or a quick sprinkle in the morning, but most of the rain is really going to fall in the afternoon. We're talking 1 p.m. to really 7 or 8 p.m. for most of us as we head throughout the evening as it pushes down into areas of South Texas. If you're near the coastal plains, you might expect to still see a few more showers being possible as you head into Saturday evening, but really it shouldn't have too much of an impact. It's mostly going to be inconvenient, if anything. And then as that cool front pushes through, by Sunday afternoon, we're still seeing those clear skies persist for San Antonio and even persisting as we get into the next few days, especially because our temperatures are going to be so cool and very fall-like as we're waking up because of these cool temperatures. We'll be waking up tomorrow morning at about 48 degrees, 51 on Saturday, and we're finally starting to see the temperatures start to increase next week. We're talking Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But that's because of an area of high pressure that we know very well here in South Texas is going to make its way closer to San Antonio. And the good news is it's not going to affect our temperatures too much. We're not going to see the 90 degrees, much like what we saw last year for Halloween. We're only expecting temperatures to stay in the low 80s once that heat high really starts to get closer to us. But don't forget that Saturday night into Sunday morning, we're going to fall back in time for daylight savings, but still maintaining those fall-like temperatures in the morning for the next 7 days, guys.
I can't think of a better situation.
Favorite weekend of the year.
Extra hour of sleep. Yeah.
Amen to that. Okay, well, listen, not everybody gets to trick or treat tonight, Mary. A lot of kiddos and families will be doing high school football.
I'm sure they could trick or treat in the stands, maybe.
There you go.
I don't know if they do that type of thing. But yes, week 10, very excited for a two-stop BGC road trip, which takes us to begin to beautiful Berry Field. We'll preview the matchup that the Owls have coming up, and we're breaking down the Spurs' historic 5-0 start to the season and why this is just the beginning.
They would love to get a win against the Hondo Owls. Everybody wants to beat the Hondo Owls.
No team up to this point in District 14-3 D1 has been able to beat the Owls. Will that change tonight in Big Board Sports? Week 10 of the high school football season is underway, and for this week's road trip, we're covering the action at beautiful Berry Field, one of my favorite fields, between the 7-1 Hondo Owls and the three-time defending District 14-3 D1 champions, Jourdanton. Now this year, the 5-3 Indians visit Hondo under different circumstances. Hondo clinched the district championship last week, but if the Indians win today, they'll salvage a share of the district title, which Hondo wants to prevent by any means necessary as the seniors look to make a statement in their final game at Berry Field.
We know everyone's going to come for us. I mean, the only undefeated team so far, and we just got to keep playing our ball. I mean, if we keep playing our ball, we're going to come out on top every time.
For our seniors, it's their last game on Berry Field. It's the last time we get to do a lot of the pregame stuff that we do, so that's a big motivator.
It's emotional, for sure. I know last game I cried because it was just having that chance at district got me emotional. So last game on this field, it's going to hit.
Can't wait for this game. Kickoff is at 7 between Jourdanton and Hondo. And after that, KSAT 12 photographer Adam Braza travels to Medina Valley as the 7-2 Panthers look to stay undefeated in District 36A against Del Rio, starting at 7 also. Now, Adam is at Berry Field right now waiting kickoff. How's it going, Adam?
Yeah, hey, Mary. First stop of the road trip, Hondo. Berry Field, very excited to be here. Don't mean to be biased when I say this, but this is probably one of the craziest stadiums I've ever been to. From the trees wrapped around the stadium to the fences also wrapped around, it makes you feel like you're on the sidelines. It's a very cool experience. You have to check it out. Plus this bell right behind me, wow, it's their victory bell. So if they win, they ring it, it goes crazy. And it's senior night, let's see if some seniors ring it. And with that being said, I'm gonna send it back to you.
Thank you, Adam. Awesome stuff. All right, here's our game of the week. Tybee is at Alamo Heights for a 7 o'clock kickoff. Tune into the Night Beat and after our stream after the Night Beat for coverage of the game. Now, until last night, the Spurs hadn't strung together 5 straight wins since 2019, and never before have San Antonio started a season 5-0. The young Spurs found a way to do something not even Tim Duncan, George Gervin, David Robinson and company were able to do, which is start 5-0. Now, Victor Wembanyama put up 27 points, 18 boards, 6 assists and 5 blocks as San Antonio took down a veteran at Miami squad 107-101 for the franchise's best start to a season. However, the Spurs ceiling is way higher than a 5-0 start.
Honestly, tired of losing. Been here for a long time, and it's been a journey, I can say that, but just tired of losing. And I've seen this happen many times, that teams going on runs and maybe Mitch puts on film that I didn't dive on the floor. Maybe, you don't go for that loose ball. You don't do the little stuff. Those little things help you win these games.
Difference is already we spend a lot more time together, and everybody's getting better. It's just all coming together slowly. It's by no means it's easy, but it's all coming together.
The Celtics and Thunder were 5-0 before winning a championship recently. Wemby also off to a historic point with his points, rebounds, blocks, averages, and the first 5-game winning streak in 6 years, like we talked about. The World Series goes back to Toronto tonight with the Blue Jays up 3-2. First pitch for this one is at 7 o'clock. Game 6. We could see an MLB champion on Halloween, guys.
There's just so much going on tonight.
There is.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just like,
Yes.
Tonight with high school football, and anyway.
And Mary and the team will be on top of it. Thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, very good. All right, we'll step aside and be right back. Well, after 15 days of testimony, the state has finally rested in the trial for 3 former San Antonio police officers accused of killing Melissa Perez. Well, now it's the defense's turn to present their case. So the defense started by calling retired SAP detective Mark Duke to the stand. Duke testified that Eleazar Alejandro, Alfred Flores, and Nathaniel Villalobos used their best judgment that night, given the circumstances, back in 2023. He also said the San Antonio Police Department did not do a thorough investigation before filing the arrest warrant. If found guilty, all 3 former officers face up to life in prison. Now, we are live streaming this trial, and testimony is expected to continue again on Monday at noon. You can watch it on all of our streaming platforms.
CNN tonight reporting that the head of the FBI's San Antonio field office has been fired. Aaron Tapp was named special agent in charge last year. Before that, he served as the deputy assistant director in the FBI's criminal investigative division. And that's where CNN says that he had some oversight over investigations into President Donald Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election. And according to CNN, one of those investigations focused on a fake elector scheme. In the last few weeks, Republican lawmakers have released records from that investigation. KSAT reached out to the FBI's San Antonio office for comment, but we have not heard back. By the way, Tapp was with the FBI for 22 years. Tonight, a local teen is speaking out. She says that her boyfriend shot her over the weekend. She also happens to be 7 months pregnant.
So the 16-year-old and her mother, who we are not identifying, want you to hear their story. Now, they don't want you to experience what happened to them. So what are the signs of teen domestic violence? Our Erica Hernandez has some insight.
I didn't think he was going to shoot the gun, but he already had pulled the trigger on it. And all I remember was my ear ringing and me moving my head to the left. And I looked down and I see blood.
It was the early morning hours on Sunday when this teen says she wanted to leave her boyfriend's house on Calle Estrella on the city's southwest side. When she tried to leave, she ended up being shot in the arm. Teen dating violence affects nearly 10% of all teenagers in the U.S.
That's according to teendbmonth.org.
But what are the red flags that parents and others should look out for if their teen is in a relationship? Some red flags included excessive jealousy or insecurity, controlling who you talk to, spend time with, invasions of your privacy, including technology, unexpected bouts of anger or rage, and threatening or causing physical violence. The teen's mother called 911 right after her phone call was abruptly ended with her daughter, and she could no longer get a hold of her.
The fear to know that you didn't know if she was going to be alive or not. Because if he is released, he's going to come back for her.
The mother is currently trying to get a protective order for her daughter, but because she herself has a conviction, she's having some trouble. So we try to get some answers for her. In Bexar County, a protective order is done by 2 agencies, the Bexar County Criminal District Attorney's Office Protective Order Unit or with Texas Rio Grande Legal Aid. But with each one, the process can take anywhere from 3 days to 3 weeks. For now, the teen is getting counseling and hoping her story helps others.
Leave before it gets too late.
As for that 16-year-old boy, he is still in juvenile detention but does have a detention hearing coming up next month. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
All right, Erica, thank you. All right, we'll just switch it up now on a bit of a lighter note here this week on Pickup Lines. I had a candid conversation with Greater San Antonio Chamber CEO Jeff Webster. So Jeff grew up in the Dallas area, and he actually came to San Antonio in the mid-1980s after graduating from Southwest Texas State, which of course is now Texas State University. He chose to come to San Antonio instead of returning home after college to pursue a career, and he even had a stint as a city councilman in District 10.
Dallas was so crowded and all the pretty people and so competitive. And you could come to San Antonio if you wanted to make your career and you worked hard. There was great opportunity. And so I saw the bigger opportunities here in San Antonio, stayed here, came here with the building materials company, stayed here, worked in the retail food service business, worked in medical surgical, and then had my own business, then got into politics and married my wife, and it was a great deal.
And weren't the Cowboys a client of yours at one point?
The Cowboys were a client of mine. It was right after I got off city council. And if you remember, we had training camp here.
Sure, absolutely, at the Alamo Dome.
I was kind of the one that brought the Dallas Cowboys here, along with my friend Bill Siebert. I was a state rep at the time. Helped me bring the Cowboys to San Antonio, and I represented them for 5 or 6 years.
It's interesting you say that. I've actually interviewed Jerry Jones a few times in recent years, and I've asked him, I know they're in Oxnard now, but why haven't they come back to San Antonio?
Well, you know, it's 2 things. A, it's 70 degrees in Oxnard in July and August. They're outdoors, and they love San Antonio. It's one of their best markets in the whole state and the whole country. But the problem is you're indoors the whole time. And the players felt a little bit like Gophers. They wanted to get outside. They want to protect that California market. They've got the San Antonio market. So they've been great supporters of the community, and the Joneses were really good to us when they were here.
So you got to San Antonio, you did a few different things, and then public office kind of came into your life. Is that something, had you held elected office before?
Well, no, I hadn't. I had run before here in San Antonio, but my parents will tell you when I was a little kid, I said I wanted to do 2 things. I wanted to own a business. Somehow I was fascinated with that as a small child. And I always wanted to get in politics. I've always loved politics. I love the grassroots and the community feel of things, and I decided to go jump in the middle of it.
So what was your business that you were going to own when you were a kid?
Well, at the time, I thought I was kind of going to be a little bit of the neighborhood enforcer and protect and provide insurance to my neighbors to make sure that nobody messed with their homes or their yards while they were gone. So I was going to be the insurance company.
Fair enough. That's pretty good. That's big time thinking at a young age.
As a young kid, I thought it was a great business idea.
Yeah.
Keep the kids away from your house and your yard. You just have to pay me a little.
You could have set up, man, you could have retired at 30 doing that.
I could have been done.
You could have been done. Oh, man. Webster has been head of the Greater San Antonio Chamber since December of 2023, just months after the organization made a slight name change.
Yeah, you know, it was in the title for years, and they decided a few years ago to move away just the San Antonio Chamber of Commerce. And 2.5 years ago, they did a rebranding and brought the Greater back.
Right.
Because, you know, it used to be San Antonio was all that was here.
Yeah.
And now our community and what our organization serves is much broader. We've got members from several counties, small and large. It is greater, and so we're glad to be a part and represent our friends in the business community.
It is the latest number. Is it like 1,700 plus?
Right around there,
numbers?
Yes, sir, and growing. Yes, sir. We're very proud of that. We're the oldest. We're 131 years old. The building we reside in downtown on Commerce Street was actually the visitor center in 1968 for the Hemisphere.
That's great. No, I believe that. No, that's crazy. And I don't know if some people realize, Luis Rodriguez was here with the Hispanic Chamber. These chambers, especially in San Antonio, have been around for many, many decades.
You know what's exciting is the Hispanic Chamber, I believe, is the oldest Hispanic chamber west of the Mississippi.
I think you're right, yes.
And they do a fantastic job. We've been blessed to be around for a long time, and our ties to healthcare, the military, education, workforce development. It's really pretty fun.
Yeah, got it. Okay, back to City Council, because you're District 10, which is the northeast side.
Yes, sir.
Mark White is this council member there now. You obviously chose not to pursue higher office after that.
Did not. Yes,
you were
correct.
good once you were done?
You know, what was more important to me at the time was I had 2 young boys, and the greatest title in the world to me is dad. And I coached 31 Little League teams over the years for my boys.
Wow.
In all kinds of sports. And to me, coach, dad, husband, greatest titles in the world.
I've gotten to know a number of city council members over the years, especially those who are parents with young children, and I absolutely do not envy them. I don't know how they do it.
You know, that job, and back then when we were only making $20 a week.
That is true.
Was the pay.
You heard correct, by the way. $20.
$20 a week.
Because you got paid by the meeting, right?
Well, you had to be there on Thursday when roll was called. Even if you were gone on city business, you didn't get your $20.
How is that legal back then?
You know, it is what it is. I'm grateful for those that are serving now.
Right.
I tease my friends that are in council now that they can afford to buy me lunch now.
That is true, because they make it, obviously the salaries have gone up a lot more, but yeah, $20 a week, you said. That's unbelievable.
And most people said we were overpaid, so that's another conversation.
That's another conversation for another day.
$20 a week.
It's true.
Wow.
Back in the day.
Don't go away, because we are talking the Silver and Black and their franchise's best start to a season. Exciting stuff.
Go Spurs, go.
After the break. We're all about numbers here. You know, it's not just 6-7, which is what we talk about all the time.
Adam Caskey, thank you very much.
For Spurs fans, the number that they like is 5-0. That's exactly where the Silver and Black right now sit in the standings after taking down Miami.
And Mary, it's not that I don't believe your reporting. I cannot believe in all the years of Spurs greatness, no Spurs team had ever done that before. And Mary is here to break it down and convince me that I'm not crazy. It's really true.
You know, it is unbelievable with how much success this franchise has had, that there is something that they haven't accomplished. But yeah, that's a 5-0 start. And it is a big deal. I mean, when you're considering the history of this franchise, 5 NBA championships. You're thinking back to the times with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. They've never even started a season 5-0. But they've also won these games this season, the Spurs, in a wide range of fashion. They've shown they can weather any storm, and that's something that Spurs fans right now are recognizing.
Yeah, they've got a lot of talent now, and they've got, first year of the new coach and everybody kind of playing together. So I think they're starting to gel. Yeah, I think we're going to surprise a lot of people this year. We're going to be a contender. So it's time for the league to take it serious, to take the Spurs seriously.
All right, now there's no telling how high the ceiling is for the Spurs this season, of course. I mean, they're showing great promise, and they still have a few players that need to come back from injury. Jeremy Sohan, De'Aaron Fox. So we'll see what they do when they come back, but also how long they can sustain this success, guys.
Best is yet to come.
They've obviously never gone 6-0, so that could happen this weekend. So
yes, it's on the table.
It's exciting, Mary. Okay, it's a good time to be Mary Rominger right now. Cover the sports and cover the Spurs. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate it.
Now we're going to take a live look outside 74. Oh, look at that. Super pretty right now. Okay, 6:45. We're going to have another look at your forecast just to get you ready for that last-minute trick-or-treating right after the break. Don't go away.
It's Halloween, and I know a lot of kids are trick-or-treating, and the dogs are dressing up. But so are the little kitty cats. We have Layla dressing up her cat with a little, I assume it's Dracula, with a little cone and the cape. And so we love to see the cats and the dogs in all the Halloween costumes too. And if you're going out trick-or-treating, whether you're starting now, you're just getting done, or you're starting later on, the temperatures will continue to decrease once that sun goes down. Right now, we're still sitting in the 70s, but over the next few hours, expected to continue to decrease, already in the mid to low 60s by later this evening, by about 9 to 10 p.m. Now, the reason we see the temperatures get so chilly once that sun really starts to set is The difference is that cloud coverage. When we see the cloud coverage, normally that really traps the heat. It acts like a blanket, allowing us to be a little warmer compared to the days we have those clear skies, the light winds, all of that warmer air is able to lift up. Compared to the day we have the strong winds, all that warmer air really just pushes off to the east. So the days we have the clear skies and really no wind, those are the days we're seeing those temperatures a little on the cooler side, and why they're allowed to really cool down fairly quickly after sunset. And tonight, yes, we're still going to see temperatures in the 40s, but we're going to be a few degrees warmer. 48 degrees tonight for San Antonio, still getting into the upper 40s as you go into portions of the hill country tomorrow afternoon. Still going to be sitting a few degrees warmer than what we saw today, but we're also seeing the rain chances. Now tonight into tomorrow, we're still expecting those clear skies, so it will still be in the 40s and a little chilly as you're waking up. But by tomorrow morning, that cool front that's moving through from the north, that's expected to make its way closer to San Antonio. Portions of the hill country just to the east of us near LaGrange or even getting up to College Station can expect some showers by about 9 or 10 a.m. But for us in San Antonio, really that 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. is that perfect window for some splash and dash showers. We're not expecting everyone to see the rain. It's not going to be as widespread as what we've seen previously over the last few weekends, and it shouldn't have too much of an impact for your afternoon plan, so you don't need to cancel them. It might just be inconvenient at times. So keep the KSAT Weather Authority app handy. You can see the radar right to your phone. And if we send an update, you'll still get it right to your phone. By about 8 or 9 o'clock, that cloud coverage and all the rain showers are going to push out and giving us another clear skies for Saturday night into Sunday morning. And even then, another beautiful day for most of us on Sunday as we fall back with daylight savings ending on Sunday. Temperatures still staying in the 40s and the 50s to start off the first full week of November. Not really having too much of a difference in the weather pattern. A high pressure arrives, giving us temperatures rebounding back, sadly, to the low 80s for us in the Alamo City. We'll be right back after the break.
Right now, I'm thinking about all the people who are going to be all dressed up in the stands tonight while they're watching high school football. But I always think about like the little kiddos who are there to support their brothers.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Watching the game in their costumes because they can't go trick-or-treating.
All candied up and everything. Friday Night Lights does not take a break even for Halloween. Mary Rominger knows that all too well, and she's up with a preview of KSAT Sports Now.
You know, guys, we have a segment called Best of BGC, and we call out the best fans every week. Yep. So if you have a good costume this week, we will feature you. All right, coming up on KSAT Sports Now, beginning at 7 o'clock on KSAT Plus and KSAT.com, we're talking all things BGC on this Friday night. There's a lot going on. We're talking about the road trip, our full slate of games, and our game of the week. Tomorrow, SAFC versus New Mexico United opening up the USL Championship playoffs. We'll preview that matchup, a big one for SAFC as they try to have some success in the postseason. It's been a little bit. On Sunday, we're talking about the Texans matchup against the Broncos. That'll be a tough one. And Monday Night Football. That game is live on KSAT 12 featuring the Cowboys and the Cardinals. That's all coming up on KSAT Sports Now. Be sure to tune in.
You know, earlier in the show, we were talking about how calm things were outside, but right now we want to show you US Highway 90 at Medillo Creek, where you can see the clearly slow-going traffic at this hour.
And activity on both sides there, on both shoulders there, and obviously a police presence there slowing down some people, no doubt, driving by and looking to see what's happening. So be careful there. Again, 90 at Medillo Creek.
Have a wonderful Halloween, and we'll see you right back here on the Night Beat. Good night, everyone.
What?